Oh yeah, who says Nathan's the only one who can do that? Ladies and gentlemen, meet the 2014 Dodge Journey, otherwise known as the man van. Of course the question is, what's a man van and why is Dodge selling one? Dodge markets itself as the bad boy of automobile brands. Think about the Challenger, the Charger, the SRT8 models. So where does a 5-door van-like vehicle fit into that lineup? Well, if you really want a minivan, I suppose you'd get the Town and Country, and if you really want a man van, go for the Dodge Durango, especially the one with the Hemi. This car, on the other hand, has the ubiquitous Chrysler Pentastar. It's a 3.6 liter that is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that powers all 4 wheels. So the question is, how does a man van drive? Let's take it for a ride. Rolling on 19s. Ha ha! 19s. All right. This is not the ideal car, vehicle, man van to go canyon carving in, because let's face it, it's not about that. It's about getting as many people in here as comfortably as possible. For a $35,000 vehicle, there are a lot of thoughtful features built into the Journey, including heated seats, my favorite feature, a heated steering wheel, and check this out. This is something that's unusual. In-seat storage, nice little cubby hole there to put your extra stuff, especially stuff that you don't want seen. If that's not enough, there's an additional cubby hole right there. Can you get it, Sam? Can you see it? A lot of storage space. Check this out. This slides, folds. The one thing that is missing, oddly, is this. Check this out. I run my foot under the rear bumper, nothing happens. I press no button, nothing happens. It's missing the automatic tailgate, and that's because this car is getting a little bit old in the tooth, and this is a feature that most vehicles have nowadays, and this one unfortunately doesn't, so you have to close the tailgate the good old manual way. So, is it engaging to drive? Not particularly. Is it responsive? So-so. Is it fun? I guess on the TFL fun scale, this is probably somewhere at about a 5, if I'm being completely honest. But is it easy to drive? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. The interior of the Journey is a nice place to spend some time. First of all, you've got a very high seating position, so you can see over the top, you can see the corners of the car. The materials are soft, real leather here. I love this fat steering wheel, and you have what I think is the industry's best infotainment system. Not only is it big, but it's intuitive and easy to use. It's my favorite because I don't have to think, and I don't have to hunt for little buttons like you would perhaps in Ford's Sync system. Yeah, there's lots of space, comfortable seats, good driving position. You're sitting up tall so you see over the front of the hood, so again. And the 6-speed transmission doesn't get in the way of the fun. It doesn't actually enhance the fun, but it doesn't get in the way either. You can shift it yourself, but that's kind of silly, so why do that? I prefer just to let the man van do the shifting for me. The engine, that's floored. Yep, floored. Floored, all right. There we go, now we're in the rev range. You know, Chrysler, Dodge, puts the Pentastar in about every vehicle on this earth that they make, except for the Fiat 500. And it's a very good engine. It's responsive, it's relatively fuel efficient, and I think it's pretty reliable. So, yeah, it's an okay engine. Is it peppy? Once again, so-so. Alright, it certainly is no Dodge Durango Hemi, but it is smooth and silky, and it does have dual exhausts, which for a man van is okay. Style-wise, the Journey is, let's face it, a few cards shy of a minivan and a full deck shy of the new Durango. It's a little bit boxy, it's a little bit square, and if you look at new cars, they're round and elegant, and this harkens back to old Chrysler. So yeah, it's getting a little bit old or long in the tooth, whichever one you prefer. Really, the issue with the Journey, the man van, is time. Once upon a time, minivans were the cool kids on the block. Everybody wanted one. So when Dodge decided to do a variation on it, a four-door variation, it seemed like a smart idea. But the market didn't move that way. Everybody decided that minivans were, well, a little too domesticated, and so we moved on to SUVs. And then, of course, crossovers, which were more fuel efficient, and now in some ways, especially if you're in Texas, trucks. So this is a car that time has left behind. Now you can get the Journey in two engine choices, and of course this one has the ubiquitous Pentastar, and it gets a combined 19 mpg, which for a three-row passenger vehicle is okay. But we just recently reviewed the Toyota Highlander, which is also a three-row passenger vehicle, and if you get that one in the hybrid form, which is a little bit more expensive, I'll grant you that, you can get in the high 20s. So 19 is okay, but today it probably should and could be better. Here's an interesting question. What does this compete with? Well, it competes with a minivan, it competes with perhaps a Highlander, which now has 3 rows of seating. Is it a minivan? Is it an SUV? Is it a crossover? Or is it all of the above? And that's really the problem. It's kind of in between all of those. And for somebody that needs the utility of a 3-row passenger car without the size of a full minivan or a Durango, this is a good choice. And for that reason, I'm going to give it, on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'll lease it. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.